Well, Nancy, today I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse.
What's your offer?
How about the world's best cannoli in Sicily?
Okay, I'll take it. Welcome to Living Phase 2.
Hello, I'm Michele.
And I'm Nancy.
And we're
And we're empty nesters striving to live life to the
and we're
fullest.
living that full life, going around the world on a 9-month ultimate world cruise on Serenade of the Seas. And where are we at today?
We're in Syracuse, Sicily today,
Yes.
friends, and we have a food and wine pairing tour scheduled today.
Yes, and cannolis. We're also going to have the cannolis.
We're not going to miss them for
That's-
sure.
That's right. Well, Syracuse is actually an alternate port that we have been rerouted to. A month or so ago, a couple months ago, there was some conflict with docking in Catania, Sicily. That's where we were originally supposed to go. And we actually had a food tour scheduled there that got canceled, of course, when we couldn't dock there. And the ship is now rerouted to Syracuse. Now, this is a tender port, so that means we have to take the small boats back and forth. Our ship can't dock directly in there. But we really didn't have any issue with that. We got off fairly quickly and got into town. Now, we actually have found a private company, so this isn't through SEG or Shore Excursions Group or Royal Caribbean.
You just found them on the internet.
Right. We found a tour guide directly in his company that does food tours here. And we booked that with him and with your brother, sister-in-law, and our niece. And we're all doing that together. And it was 75 euros a person for a full day. Everything included,
Three
food,
stops.
wine, 3-stop food tour. So we're kind of excited for this one.
Yeah.
Well, once we got off our tender, we went into town, walked around. It's actually very close to the center of town there, and we had some time before our tour. So there's a market there. We walked through the market. They sell all kinds of.
I got earrings.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you got some earrings at the market.
The tile is so beautiful here, and lemons are very popular. So I got little lemon tile earrings.
Lemons are everywhere,
Yes.
everywhere. Yeah, it was really interesting. So they sold everything from meats to fish to fruits and vegetables to some touristy things as
And
well.
cannolis.
And yep, and pistachio paste.
Yes. Oh,
we
it's so good.
we tried some pistachio paste they were giving samples of, and oh my gosh, it was so good.
Yeah. If you like Nutella, you would love this pistachio paste or
Yeah.
pistachio spread.
Yeah.
It's so good.
That was really good. And we've had croissants stuffed with this, and it was really good. Well, speaking of food and us getting
Yes.
hungry here, we walked back to the meeting point, and our guide was there promptly, and we met with him. It ends up that in this case, he did schedule us with another family as well. We didn't know if it was a private tour exactly or not. It said in the description it was a small group tour, which we already had. We had the 5 of us, and then there were 4 others, so there was 9 total in this tour group with us. So not bad. A 9-person tour isn't too large. But we left and we went to our first stop, which was
Barbera, and this is an outdoor cafe from 1870. And here we had some delicious food. We had some arancini that was stuffed with swordfish and another stuffing of
meat. It was a meat ragu.
So
Yeah.
good. It was really good. We had a human cheese stuffed pastry there as well. And I thought it was all paired with wine, and I thought it was really quite delicious.
Yeah, in fact, I'm not usually a huge fan of arancini. They do have it on the ship as an appetizer and a regular. I've had it before. I've always thought it's maybe kind of a little too dry or overcooked. Or this was
But this was really good.
excellent. The beef
Yes.
ragu they put in it was just absolutely fantastic. This is a great start to the food tour. Yeah, so all right, 2 thumbs up already on our first stop. We're enjoying it a lot, and then we get ready to go to our next stop.
Our next stop was in the market where we had been walking earlier, and it was Tito Marie, and this is a famous fishmonger there. And oh my goodness, friends, we had this incredible platter of fish that included shrimp and calamari and yummy. Again, another 2 thumbs up for this stop.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so as Nancy mentioned, the lady who runs this is, I guess, well known among this market. People have been going there for decades and decades. We saw them cutting the fish fresh. And again, everything was paired with wine. And we sat, enjoyed this. Now, this was something unique for me because the little shrimp, you actually just pop them in your mouth, shells and all, and eat them like popcorn almost. And that was new to me, eating the shells that way. But it was good. I thought it was okay.
And they were even selling little trays of fish or seafood that you could just buy, and then you could continue walking along the market, munching away.
Yeah, the little paper cones of fish. Yeah, they were out there hawking them and yelling at people as they went by, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. That was a good stop, and I
again,
think
paired with wine.
Yeah, so another 2 thumbs up stop. This
It
is
was.
honestly, this is really starting to become one of the better food tours we've been on.
It was
This
good.
one was really good. Well, let's get ready for our next stop.
Well, our third stop was kind of at the end of this little market, and it was Fratelli Reggio Deli. And here we had a lovely charcuterie.
Yes, we did. It was paired with wine, had olives. They had the sliced dried ham, the cheeses. Oh, the cheeses were fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it was all really, it was a nice way to wrap it up with this big charcuterie they laid out for everybody, and just enjoyed, talked about, the food itself, the cheeses, the olives, everything that went on it. No, I enjoyed it. Once again, the wine was great. Another excellent stop, and so I would say certainly this food tour and being in Sicily was a 3 for 3.
Absolutely. And we'll link who we used for the food tour down below, so you can locate it there if you're in Sicily. Now, one thing I want to talk about is just a little bit of word of caution. We had an opportunity while we were sitting down and visiting with this other family. We got a little chance to get to know them. They had come into Rome a week ahead of time and spent some time there. And while they were on the train, he had his billfold in his front pocket, and the train was crowded. Didn't feel a thing. He lost his driver's license. He lost his credit card. So just a word of caution when you're in these big cities and there's a lot of people around. Be cautious.
Yeah, the way I handle that is I do keep a small billfold with a little bit of cash, just to pull in and out in my front pocket when I know I'm in these particular cities that are prone to pickpockets, and I just keep enough in there that if I need to buy something and pull it out readily. Other than that, I do wear a money belt under my pants, and that's where I keep my credit cards, my ID, passports, any of that kind of stuff. Extra cash, I keep it all tucked, under 3 or 4 layers here. You carry a security bag that's a travel-on,
Right.
and so that all works together pretty well.
We only have one credit card with us at the time. We keep our other credit cards back on the ship. So if one credit card would get compromised, we're only losing one and not multiple credit cards.
Right. And in fact, again, we only carry one. So Nancy has a credit card and I have one on each particular account. We only ever take one of those. So even if one of those gets compromised or stolen, the other one on the account will still be valid. So
Right.
we've looked at that through the World Cruise. We've kind of staged our credit cards, but fortunately, knock on wood here behind us, we've gone up till now and haven't had any issue yet with any of the cards we brought with us on the World Cruise. So good warning. I'm glad you brought that
Yeah.
up, but just again, it's constant
happens so
vigilance,
quickly.
constant vigilance. Yes.
Well, at this point, our tour had wrapped up and we wanted to see a little bit more of the city. And so we walked to the Cathedral of Syracuse, and we also went to the Church of St. Lucy.
They have a beautiful town square
Oh,
there.
it was gorgeous. Now, there are relics of St. Lucy actually in the Cathedral of Syracuse, so you can see those there.
Yeah, certainly worth a visit.
It was. Absolutely. Now, we had a couple more food items that we wanted to eat and to try. Our guide had told us it wasn't included in the food tour, but not to miss a granata. So we went and got a lemon and pistachio granata. It's kind of like a gelato, but it's a little more gelatiny in a way. But that was so good. And we also had the the cannoli.
Yes, and this cannoli. So I like cannolis. If we go to an Italian restaurant, quite often that'll be my dessert of choice to go to that. This was truly the best cannoli I've ever had in my life.
It was so good.
It was, and the thing that set it apart. So what makes it such a great cannoli? The shell was nice and light and crispy. It wasn't super heavy. And the other part was the stuffing. We actually got a half and half cannoli. Half was stuffed with pistachio cream and half was stuffed with ricotta cream. This ricotta was whipped and fluffy like none I'd ever had in my life. A lot of times you get a cannoli and it's stuffed. It's almost like cream cheese on it. It's real heavy and thick on the inside. And this, you bit into it and it was like biting into like a cloud. I mean, it was flavorful. It wasn't overly sweet. Just truly the best cannoli I've ever had. And you can get them in lots of different places here in Syracuse. So yeah, it was just amazing. I certainly would. I'd leave the gun and take the cannoli.
Leave the gun. Take the cannoli.
So, but no, they were very good. So don't miss a cannoli and don't miss a granata if we're pronouncing it correctly. But you'll know here in Syracuse, in this area, everything. You usually don't see gelato, you'll see granata, and that's their version of gelato down here. Well, the interesting part was we still had more time. A little bit more time before we had to get on the tender and take it back to the ship. And they have all these little bicycle rickshaws running around. And we decided, you know what? Let's just go for it. So we went and talked to one of them. Usually they do a 1-hour tour. We really didn't have time for that. It was getting a little too close to all aboard. And we just talked to him and said, well, we have about half an hour. What can you do? And he gave us a price and said, okay, I won't have time to stop at the different places, but because he was going to go by like the Church of St. Lucy and the cathedral
and let you go into them,
but we'd already done that,
right?
Yeah, so we just wanted a quick overview of maybe some places we didn't get to before. We hopped in the rickshaw and took it around
and
town.
That was a fun way to see the rest of the city that we had missed.
Yeah, enjoyed it a lot. So take a look at those and be aware that you can always negotiate and talk with the different providers. And if you don't have enough time, they'll figure out a price and they'll do about whatever you want usually. And we've seen that in several cities that we've gone to. So that was a great way to wrap up the day.
I enjoyed it very much.
And in fact, he dropped us off on the tour right by where we had to pick up the tender. We walked back on, got on the tender, and took it back to the ship. Well, Nancy, we made it back to the ship. What were your thoughts on Syracuse and Sicily in general? Is it a place you'd like to visit again, or what's your thoughts?
Well, I enjoyed it thoroughly. If we're on a cruise ship that stops here again, I would be delighted. Would I go out of my way to come here? I don't know that I would plan a trip just to here, but would be delighted if a cruise ship stopped here.
Well, especially at Catania where we missed it. There's a whole other part of Sicily there we didn't get to. A lot of cruise ships go there. So yeah, I tend to agree with you. Just a wonderful place, food and people. Enjoyed it thoroughly. Where are we going next?
We're going to Naples, where we're going to visit Pompeii. Now, this is a city I have been looking forward to. I've never been to Pompeii. When we lived here in Germany, we never made it this far south in Italy. So I think it's going to be absolutely fascinating.
Well, spoiler, it was.
It was fascinating. All right, friends, thanks so much again for watching. We appreciate you. Thank you for liking, subscribing, turning on those notifications. It means the world to us. So, friends, have a great day. We will see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.